Welcome to our deep dive, everybody. Today we're tackling Angkor Thom, the last great city of the Khmer Empire. And we've got a really interesting mix of sources here. We've got like Amazon book listings and, Wikipedia and travel blogs. We've even got smart history.
Yeah, it's like we're trying to put together this giant puzzle, right? We're using all these different perspectives to kind of get the full picture.
Exactly. Okay, so I got a confession. I always used to get Angkor Thom mixed up with Angkor Wat. I think a lot of people do. So can you just clear that up for me right off the bat?
Sure. So Angkor Wat, that's that single iconic temple that everyone pictures, right? That's the one you see in all the pictures. But Angkor Thom, think much bigger. Like we're talking an entire city here. 9 square kilometers. It's like a city within a city. It's got multiple temples, it's got palaces, and it probably had a population that rivals a modern city.
Wow, that's incredible. And this was all built by this King Jayavarman VII, who keeps popping up. He's described as like a really powerful figure who's often depicted in a Buddha-like way.
Yeah, he was a complex figure, definitely, like a warrior king, expanded the Khmer Empire, but also a really devout Buddhist who saw himself as this divine leader. And Angkor Thom, this was his masterpiece.
Yeah, and here's where it gets really interesting for me. Angkor Thom wasn't just, any city. It was designed like a giant mandala. Now, I only know about mandalas from like my yoga class. How does that translate into like urban planning?
Well, think of a mandala as like a visual representation of the universe, a microcosm of the cosmos. And Angkor Thom's layout was meant to mirror this. The central temple, the Bayon, it's positioned just like Mount Meru, that mythical mountain at the center of the universe, both Hindu and Buddhist cosmology. So it wasn't just a city, it was making a statement about the king's power and his connection to the divine.
So the city itself was a symbol. Okay, I want to zoom in on one detail that's really caught my eye. It's those iconic 4-faced towers. They're on the city gates in the Bayon Temple. They're mesmerizing, but also kind of unsettling. Who are these faces?
That's the million-dollar question. And there is no easy answer. Some scholars think they represent King Jayavarman VII himself, embodying, his divine status. Others say they're Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva of compassion in Mahayana Buddhism. There's even theories that they could be Hindu deities, adding yet another layer to the religious mix.
It's like we're trying to decipher a secret code here. So what does it tell us about the religious landscape of the Khmer Empire, that there are all these different interpretations?
I think it really challenges the way we like to put things into neat little boxes. The Khmer Empire wasn't just Hindu or Buddhist, it was very fluid, dynamic, blending these beliefs. Angkor Thom was a place where those beliefs could coexist and even merge. It wasn't about separating them, but more a holistic understanding of the spiritual world.
I'm really starting to appreciate how much we can learn from, that ambiguity, that willingness to kind of embrace multiple perspectives. So we've got this city laid out like a mandala. We've got these kind of enigmatic faces looking out in all directions. But there's another layer to the symbolism here, right? Something about the churning of the ocean of milk.
Yeah, you're right. The city's design isn't just about mirroring the cosmos. It's also about reenacting this specific Hindu myth. So picture this. Gods and demons locked in this epic tug of war using a giant serpent, or a naga, as their rope, and they're churning the cosmic ocean to extract the elixir of life.
Okay, I remember that myth. But how does that actually relate to, Angkor Thom's layout?
So think about the bridges that lead into the city. They have these naga balustrades, so these long serpent railings with gods and demons carved on either side. It's as if you're walking right into that mythical struggle. And at the center, the Bayon Temple rises up like Mount Meru, the axis of this whole cosmic drama. King Jayavarman wasn't just building a city, he was recreating a myth in stone.
I love how you connected all those dots. It really transforms Angkor Thom from just this collection of impressive structures into a living story. It's a testament to the power of myth and symbolism. But what about the people who lived there? Did they walk around contemplating these grand concepts all day?
Well, luckily, we have a really fascinating glimpse into daily life, thanks to a 13th century Chinese diplomat, Zhu Daguan. His writings describe this bustling city with markets overflowing with goods, these elaborate processions with palace women carrying candles, even in daylight, and a king who consulted astrologers before making decisions.
Wow, it's incredible to imagine this this lost world coming back to life through his account. So it wasn't just temples and rituals. Angkor Thom was like a vibrant hub of activity.
Precisely. And while all the wooden houses and palaces, they're long gone, their existence reminds us that Angkor Thom wasn't just about this grand narrative. It was about the everyday lives of people, the farmers and the artisans and the merchants who called this city home.
I feel like we've already learned so much, but we've only just started exploring Angkor Thom. So what's next on our journey?
Next, we'll take a closer look at some of the individual monuments within Angkor Thom. Each one has its own story to tell and its own secrets to reveal. So stay tuned.
Okay, so we've talked about the grand design of Angkor Thom and all the symbolism. But now I'm ready to dive into some of these individual monuments. Like, where should we start?
Let's head straight to the heart of it all, the Bayon Temple. It's that one that symbolizes Mount Meru, right? The mythical center of the universe. But it's more than just a symbol. It's this whole labyrinthine structure with all these different levels and terraces, and it all kind of leads towards those enigmatic four-faced towers.
Yeah. From the pictures I've seen, it's like this giant stone mountain.
Yeah.
And it has all these faces just peering out from every angle. I bet it's amazing to actually be there.
Oh, yeah. Imagine walking through these dimly lit passageways. The air is thick with incense. And then suddenly you emerge into this open courtyard and you're surrounded by, dozens of these serene yet watchful faces. You said they were both mesmerizing and unsettling. What is it about them that really strikes you?
It's the eyes, I think. They seem to follow you wherever you go.
Yeah.
Like they hold some kind of, ancient wisdom. I wonder if that was intentional. To make people feel like they were being observed, maybe even judged by the divine.
That's a really interesting point. And it kind of plays into that whole idea of Angkor Thom as, a microcosm of the cosmos. Remember all those different interpretations of who the faces represent, like whether it's Jayavarman VII or Avalokiteshvara or even, Hindu deities, they all embody this kind of higher power, a force that transcends the earthly realm. So the Bayon wasn't just a temple, it was a place where people could connect with that power, feel its presence all around them.
Okay. Now that we've explored the spiritual heart of Angkor Thom, I want to know more about the earthly aspects of this city. What about the royal palace complex? I know most of it is gone, but are there clues to what it might look like?
Well, the Terrace of the Elephants is a good place to start. So imagine this, a grand platform, over 300 meters long. It's decorated with all these carvings, elephants and Garuda.
Yep.
Those mythical bird-like creatures from Hindu mythology. This wasn't just decoration. This was where the king would hold court, oversee ceremonies.
Yeah.
Project his power.
So it's like a stage.
Yeah.
For royal spectacle?
Yeah.
But why elephants? Why Garuda? What do those symbols tell us about the Khmer court?
Well, elephants, they were a symbol of power and authority throughout Southeast Asia. Just think about their size, their strength. They were the ultimate war machines. And Garuda, as Vishnu's mount, they represent divine power and protection. So by combining these symbols, the Khmer kings were sending a very clear message. They were both earthly rulers and divinely appointed leaders.
Wow. It's amazing how every little detail is so full of meaning. Now, there's another terrace, right, within the palace complex. It has a kind of a strange name. The Terrace of the Leper King.
Yeah. That name is a bit of a misnomer, though. It comes from a statue that was found there, a nude male figure. And people initially thought it depicted a king with leprosy, but more recent scholarship suggests it could be Yama, the Hindu god of death.
Oh, wow. So instead of a leper king, we might have a representation of death itself. That's pretty intriguing. What do you think that tells us about, the function of this terrace?
It's possible this terrace was, connected to death rituals or maybe beliefs about the afterlife. Or maybe it had a more secular purpose, like as a viewing platform for ceremonies that were happening in the square below. The ambiguity, it's part of what makes Angkor Thom so captivating, It's like this giant puzzle and we're constantly finding new clues, but the complete picture, it's still elusive.
Okay, speaking of puzzles and mysteries, let's talk about Ta Prohm. That temple is also known as the Jungle Temple, right?
Yeah.
I've seen pictures. Giant tree roots snaking around those stone walls. It looks like something straight out of like an Indiana Jones movie. But besides the cool visuals, what can you tell me about like Ta Prohm's history and significance?
Well, Ta Prohm it's a really powerful reminder of nature's ability to, reclaim even the most imposing human creations. It was built in the late 12th century by Jayavarman VII. It was dedicated to his mother, and it functioned as a Mahayana Buddhist monastery and university. Can you imagine? Thousands of monks chanting, students debating, all within those walls, surrounded by the sounds of the jungle.
Wow, it's amazing to think about how the same space has housed such different activities over the centuries. But why was Ta Prohm left unrestored when other temples have been, so meticulously rebuilt?
Well, there's debate about that. Some people believe it was a deliberate decision, to preserve Ta Prohm's unique atmosphere, to showcase the interplay between nature and human artistry. Others say it was, just a matter of logistics. Like Ta Prohm's entanglement with the jungle, it made restoration just incredibly difficult. But whatever the reason, it has become this iconic image of Angkor Thom. It's a testament to the power of both human creation and natural forces.
I'm sensing a theme here, this juxtaposition of grandeur and decay, the blending of religious traditions, the layering of, meaning upon meaning. It's no wonder Angkor Thom continues to fascinate people even centuries later. But I know there's still so much more to explore. What other wonders await us in this city of stone and secrets?
Well, we've only scratched the surface. Let's shift gears and explore the Bafun. It's a temple that's a real contrast to the jungle-clad beauty of Ta Prohm. This one is what they call a Temple Mountain. It's this massive three-tiered pyramid. It's been meticulously restored to its former glory. It actually predates Jayavarman VII's reign, and it was actually the state temple before Angkor Wat was even built.
Wow. So we're going back in time now to an earlier layer of Angkor's history. What can the Bafun tell us about this earlier era, and how does its architectural style differ from what we've seen so far?
Well, the Bafuan scale it's just breathtaking. It rises from the jungle floor like this giant staircase leading up to the heavens. And unlike the intricate carvings and labyrinthine layout of the Bayon, the Bafuan has these very clean lines, geometric precision. And there's this sense of monumental simplicity. It represents a different aesthetic, a different approach to expressing power and spirituality. It's amazing how much diversity we're finding in just this one city. We've got, the enigmatic faces of the Bayon, the grand spectacle of the Elephant Terrace, the haunting beauty of Ta Prohm, and now the stark grandeur of the Bafun. What other surprises does Angkor Thom hold?
Well, remember that Phimianakis temple we mentioned earlier, the one that's nestled within the royal palace complex? Let's head there next.
And uncover its secrets.
Oh, I'm all ears. We're getting a real sense of Angkor Thom's, layered history, how different rulers and different religious beliefs have left their mark on this incredible city. Lead the way. Wow, we've journeyed through the heart of Angkor Thom. We've explored these just magnificent temples and even gotten glimpses of daily life from centuries ago. It's been really incredible.
Yeah, and we've barely scratched the surface, really. But I think even just a brief look at Angkor Thom, it shows us all these layers of meaning, this blend of the earthly and the divine, and this enduring power to fascinate people. Yeah. So as we're wrapping up our deep dive here, I'm kind of curious about what happened to Angkor Thom, after its decline. We know it was sacked by a rival kingdom, and the Khmer people moved their capital. But did the city just disappear?
Not quite. You see, while Angkor Thom lost its political importance, it wasn't completely abandoned. Local people continued to live in and around the site, and some temples, like the Bayon, they remained active religious centers.
So it wasn't like a sudden disappearance. It was more of a gradual transformation.
Exactly. Angkor Thom became less of a bustling metropolis and more of a sacred site, a place where the past kind of intertwined with the present. Imagine villagers going to the market amidst these ruins, their lives interwoven with these remnants of this glorious past.
It's almost like the city went to sleep for a while, just waiting to be, reawakened. And then centuries later, those sleeping beauties were rediscovered by Western explorers.
Yeah, those early accounts of Angkor Thom with their tales of, lost cities and jungle temples, they really captured the imagination of the West. Angkor became this symbol of this mysterious vanished civilization, and it fueled this fascination that continues to this day.
But Angkor Thom it's more than just an exotic wonder, right? I mean, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's recognized for its historical and architectural significance.
Oh, absolutely. Angkor Thom, along with the entire Angkor Archaeological Park, is this treasure trove of information about Khmer Empire. Its architecture, its inscriptions, its bas-reliefs. They tell this really complex story, about artistry, about religious beliefs, about political power.
Yeah, it's like a giant jigsaw puzzle. And archaeologists and historians are still piecing together the fragments. We talked about those unanswered questions, surrounding the Bayon's faces and the purpose of certain structures. Does that ambiguity ever, frustrate you, or is it part of what makes Angkor Thom so fascinating?
For me, the mystery is part of the allure. It's a reminder that we can't always impose, our modern frameworks onto the past. There's room for interpretation, for debate, for acknowledging that we might never have, all the answers.
Yeah, it forces us to be, humble and to appreciate the complexity of history and the limits of our own, understanding.
And that kind of brings us to another really crucial aspect of Angkor Thom's legacy. It's significance for modern Cambodia.
Oh, that's right. It's not just an ancient ruin. It's this powerful symbol of Cambodian identity and national pride.
Yeah, Angkor Wat especially, it's become this iconic image. It's on the Cambodian flag. It represents the country on the world stage.
It's a reminder of Cambodia's, rich history and cultural heritage. But I imagine managing a site like Angkor with its millions of visitors each year presents some pretty huge challenges. How do you balance preservation with tourism, to make sure that future generations can still experience this wonder?
Yeah, that's the constant struggle that a lot of World Heritage sites face, right? Finding that balance between accessibility and protection. It's crucial. It requires careful planning, sustainable tourism practices, ongoing research, conservation efforts.
Yeah, it sounds like a monumental task.
It is, but it's also a testament to the enduring power of these places. Angkor Thom still inspires awe and wonder and encourages us to delve deeper into history and art and the mysteries of human civilization.
Well, this deep dive has definitely inspired me to learn more, and maybe even experience Angkor Thom firsthand someday. It's more than just a collection of temples. It's a testament to human ingenuity and artistry. And this enduring power of belief.
And it's a reminder that even in the face of decline and change, something essential remains. A legacy that whispers across time. It invites us to explore and to question and to marvel.
Well, thank you so much for taking us on this incredible journey. I know we've only scratched the surface.
Yeah.
But I think we've all gained, a deeper appreciation for the wonders of Angkor Thom.
And hopefully we've inspired our listeners to embark on their own explorations, whether that's, through books or museums or maybe even a journey to this remarkable city in the heart of Cambodia.
So until our next deep dive, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those minds open to all the wonders that await.